Today's episode is brought to you by ShipStation.com. Do you have stuff that you need to ship out? Are you a business? Are you growing? Or do you just like sending packages over the internet?
Yeah.
If you have an Etsy or you have some form of online shop, if you're on Shopify or Squarespace, I'm telling you, it's the place to go. We'll talk about it later. But for now, let's jump right into the podcast. Hello, everybody. It's time for Cox and Crendor.
Crendor in the morning.
In the morning. Live. Before our recording studio audience. Recording. Wake your ass up. It's up next Crendor in the morning. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Cox and Crendor in the morning.
Welcome back to the company.
What was that? Were you speaking in tongues?
Yeah, my good. Welcome back to it.
Is that you, Green Cheetah?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Kind of.
What does whoa, pause. What does that mean? I'm doing good, kind of.
Well, let me tell you a story.
Oh boy, here we go. Yeah?
So, about a few months back, like March, I'd say, my toes started getting a little irritated.
I don't know where this is going. I'm terrified. Okay, yeah?
So I went to the doctor, my monthly doctor visit, where I'm like, hey, now this thing hurts. And they're like, yeah, that can happen to runners or people that walk a lot. And I was like,
can I ask you a question? Have they
that.
ever said to you, maybe yogurt is not the solution?
You know? Well, I've actually upgraded. Now I'm on probiotics.
Oh, damn. All right. So that's
Here's
like
the thing.
better
I have not
yogurts.
gotten a cold in years. All right? All the things that happen to
That's
me
because
are
you
like...
don't go anywhere or talk to anyone.
All the things that happen to me are like, oh, this got swollen, this got inflamed, this got stones in it, you know? All right. So...
Sure. Okay.
Anyway, I was like, all right. They're like, yeah, this can happen to runners. So what was happening was like, most likely my shoes were doing it, where my big toenail is getting like pushed back into my nail bed, and it was inflaming.
Are your shoes too small?
I guess so. So I went and I got some new shoes, but I think by the time I did that, it was a little too late because it was already still inflamed a bit, and it started getting worse. So I was like, all right. And then he's like, yeah, just keep trying to like soak it. Epsom salts or whatever. I'm like, fine, whatever, I'll do that. So I did that.
I know where this is going, and I'm already very uncomfortable. Nope, I'm not okay. I might just get up. You can tell the story. I might just get up and leave the room.
So,
nope.
About a month ago, it got infected.
Ew.
And I was like, all right, so I go to
Why
podiatrist.
are we starting the podcast out with this? No one wants to hear this.
Why
no
not?
one wants to hear this.
This is my life, all right? This
Your
is
life is a
I
horror
had to
show.
go through this, all right?
No one wants to hear this.
I don't want to go through it either.
Then why would you put it on us? No one
Because I
wants
gotta
to hear
tell
what's
everybody about what's happening.
Oh,
So-
God.
I go to podiatrist. He puts me on some antibiotics. He's like, maybe this will help. Didn't help. And then about a week ago, it got really bad, inflamed. I could barely walk around. It's like we got to take the toenails off. So,
Nope.
let me tell you something. When you're walking around with inflamed, swollen toes that are infected, getting your toenails off isn't that bad. And really, it doesn't even hurt. They numb you, like super numb you. But then the aftermath is kind of annoying.
What does that mean?
I mean, it's just sore. So, like, it hurts to walk around a bit. I gotta wait for it to, like, heal up. And then, I just change the gauze every day. And then my toenails grow back in, like, 7 months.
I can't even with you. I've had foot pain before, like, in the heel of my foot.
Right.
Or no, the arch. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Nothing was wrong. It just hurt. Like it was a nerve pinch or something.
Yeah.
It happened to me at a convention.
Oh, God.
And I was just hobbling, and it sucked. I felt so bad. It was earlier this year, and that sucked. So for you, man, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's definitely not the most fun. I mean, I could actually walk a little better than I could when they were, like, super swollen. and infected. But I mean,
How do you get this way? How do you do this?
I don't know.
I have so many questions. I can't figure it out. I can't figure out how everything about you is just shutting down. That's a problem. That's not good. It's all. There's gonna be. I'm telling you, there's gonna be a medical journal written about you. That's like, what happens when you eat too much yogurt?
The thing is, my family's great at getting all these weird little things that happen. Like, I tell my family, they're like, yep, I had that. I had that. I also had this. I had this. I had this. And, like, they say all that. And they're all like, my grandparents are like 93. So, I mean, you know.
I guess if that's the
our genetic
the counter
thing, is we just get little annoying things that happen and pop up. Like with my gut.
The flip side is you won't die of like some terrible disease, but you will suffer through life.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm doing that anyway.
You'll live to be 100, but it will be a miserable 100 years.
Yeah. And so, yeah, when I was like, oh, I got a gallstone, my aunt was like, I had a thing full of stones. And I also had like some other shit wrong with it. My grandma was like, yep, I had that too. And I was like, oh, okay. They're like, I wish I only had one stone.
You're so lucky.
So, I mean, yeah, that's been fun.
That's the thing that happened to you? Is that, huh?
Yeah, I got my toenails off. Only the big toes. Other ones are fine.
Big toes, plural?
Yeah, both of them.
What?
Well, yeah,
on both feet?
Yeah, they both had it, because it was my shoes doing it, so it, like, pushed the nails back on both feet.
How are you? I have so many questions about.
All right.
When was the last time you bought shoes?
I mean, it's only been a year ago, but, like, I guess the shoes I bought weren't very good. Apparently.
There's the moral of the story, y'all.
Get some
Get
good
yourself
shoes.
some good socks. Get yourself some good shoes.
Yeah. I feel like, you ever just feel like you're 80 years old?
You know what? The other day, I woke up. I rolled out of bed and just stared at the floor like, oh my God, what the hell? I then proceeded to stand up, and I'm not sure the process of me getting into the shower, but it took me 35 minutes. Just from my bed to the shower, which is maybe, I don't know, 15 feet away. I literally couldn't. I just got up, like stretched, but not like oh, I'm stretching, I'm so efficient in the morning, but like a like falling apart stretch. I like walked around the room and was just like, oh my God, why do I feel so awful this morning? Oh yeah, it was bone aching levels of getting up. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do last? Oh, it was bad. And then eventually I got into the shower, and the shower woke my ass up, and I was fine, but it was a rough, I've had those mornings where I've been like, so this is what it feels like to be old. Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then as always, the old people are like, you're still young, you don't know what it's like to be old. And it's like, well, I mean, sure, but like, you know, you're supposed to be young. You're supposed to be like, time to go for my morning jog. Like, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's how I jog all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
It's very dumb.
Yeah, getting old is dumb.
Getting old is
so
very dumb.
Stupid.
I don't
How
like it.
Dumb.
Not a fan.
Oh, man.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing. What are you up to?
Aging? That's what I've been doing. Aging.
Hashtag same. Hashtag same.
It's so insane.
I turn 29 next week.
Yeah, you're so old. You're getting so old. So old.
I got my last year in my 20s ahead of me.
It's going to be the same. I'm gonna fill you in on a secret.
Probably.
29 will be roughly the same as 28, and 30 will be roughly the same as 29.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Really?
looks like you got a finger fungus.
We have to take off those nails too.
It looks like your arthritis is starting to kick in after 17 years of sitting in a chair. Shit.
Yep, that's it.
Watch, then I'll hit like 50, and I'll be like, that'll be my youth. I'll be jogging. I'll be like doing everything and be like, I feel better than when I was 27.
I keep telling myself that's going to happen. I'm going to be like, you know what? This is the year.
Yeah.
I might be in my 30s, but I'm finally be better than when I was in my 20s. It's going to happen. Because you see those people online who are like, This is the best I've ever felt. I'm like, yeah, this is the time. This
Yeah.
is when I do this. Shit ain't never happening.
Yeah, it's not happening. So yeah, how you been? Aside from slowly dying.
So this past week, I had a tiff with Amazon that was out of control.
Oh, I saw your tweet about that. Do tell.
So I went out and I went out. By went out, I mean I went to Amazon and I bought a bunch of SSDs
Great.
because I'm working on a computer build. And, you know, in the past, everything's been fine. Only 2 other times in the many, many, many years I've used Amazon has stuff not shown up. And during those times, I've been like, hey, this. First off, one was the condom story where the condoms just didn't show up.
Right.
And I was like, I want my damn condom. And then the other time was for an Oculus Rift that did not show up. And during that time, they were like, well, you know, it's expensive, but, you know, you've been a good customer, so we'll get you one. I was like, thank you. Those are the only 2 times. This time was for SSDs. I purchased many things on Amazon, much, much more expensive than this purchase that I made here. The minute I called them out, I'm like, this did not arrive. This stuff did not arrive, y'all. They hit me back with essentially saying, you're lying. We have evidence it was there. It was signed for by someone named Tom. I was like, hi, my name's Jesse. I don't know who the hell Tom is. They're like, well, it says it's your address, and someone named Tom signed for it, so you have it. I was like, no, someone named Tom who? What's Tom's last name? Where was this at? What address was it? So they sent me this huge email, and literally the email basically said, we are not going to help you. We do not believe you, and we're now going to look into your account and determine whether we should shut it down or not. And I blew them up. I was like, first off, it was 1 a.m. I was at home on my laptop digging through my history on Amazon, and I found all of my purchases, counted up all the money that I'd spent on Amazon, counted up all the purchases that I had made over the course of many years, and I think of 153 purchases, I only had 3 that were missing, including this one. And I was like, are you telling me that over all the years I've used Amazon, this is the shit? Like, it was out of bounds. I just wrote them this giant letter, and they responded with, and I think I posted it, a form letter that didn't even have my name. It just had, like, the form letter stuff of where a name would go. And it was them saying, like, we'll look into this, but basically, we don't believe you. And so I just blew them up on Twitter, and the other day I got a message from someone. This is my favorite part. The email said, Mari from Amazon is reaching out, or something along those lines, spelled M-A-R-I. The letter that I got was from someone named Mary, M-A-R-Y, and I was just like, I can't, is this real? Is this a real thing? And so she reached out and was like, we're really sorry. We're going to look into this for you. And I was like, you don't need to look into it. Here's all my information. Here's everything. Here's all the conversations I've had with your people. I was like, trust me, I've been keeping track of this nonsense. Here's everything. She got back to me and was like, okay, we're going to issue a refund for everything. And I was like, I don't want a refund. I want the damn product. Yeah. And so it just, of course, because fate, it just like shows up at the office. I was like, oh.
What?
Okay, cool. But it showed up 2 weeks later. So I don't know. I was not a fan of that experience.
It's like
sucked.
I've never really had any problems like that with Amazon.
Never. I've never had that either. I was blown away by the fact that, and I think it's because I demanded stuff be resent to me more than once in the past month. But like one was a $8 box of condoms, and the other was like a $700 worth of equipment, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just so dumb. I was like, look, you can take the damn condoms back. I can buy those anywhere. That was a spur of the moment purchase. That was me buying them because I was buying other stuff at the Amazon.
there.
I was like, I was buying it because I was at the Amazon Market thing where they deliver everything in a box to you like the next day.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the only reason why. All this other shit, oh, it's so dumb. I guess that's the only real reasoning I have. But it was very out of the ordinary. It was strange.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, it sucks, but it is handled now. Although I felt terrible because Amazon. Yo, I'm gonna say this to every PR company, to everyone out there. If we as consumers tweet a thing that's like, "Here's a problem I had. I got done with customer support." When you message us on Twitter, we all know that's BS. I've never had a company message me on Twitter saying, "We want to resolve this. Please follow us or message us, and we'll do that." Never. Every time I messaged or followed someone, it never resolves anything.
Yeah.
I never talk to those people again. It is only for their public-facing image of like, yes, we certainly helped, didn't we? No, you never help. On Twitter, I've never had a company help me. Only say they'll help me. It's
actually
BS.
very true.
I hate it.
Because they always are like,
Yeah, this is AT&T. Follow us back and we can DM you about your number.
and then you DM them, and they're like,
It looks here like you're screwed.
It's pretty much what it is every time. Every time. Oh, man, it makes me so mad. I do not like it one bit.
yeah, I'm not a fan. Then again, there are like the occasional one where they're like, hey, we got you. And usually it's like smaller companies, though.
Yeah. The bigger companies don't give a damn.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
They do that stuff for PR purposes. But smaller companies where they actually have a human being on there and not a bot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually is awesome. Yeah, I guess that's it for me. All I had was that. That was my big freak out complaint.
Amazon can't get out of bed.
Story of my life. It was a rough week.
Let's see. What else did I do aside from get my toenails off? It's I guess my stomach's been getting better. Usually what happens is my stomach gets better and then I eat badly.
Is everything
and
that
then
happens to you
worse.
clinical? Is everything that goes on in your life about how you're slowly falling apart?
We're all falling apart, man.
Man, we're all falling apart.
Well, part of the reason I fall apart is because I get better and then I'm like, I can eat hot dogs. And I do, and I'm like, oh. And then I go to the doctor and they're like, don't do that. And I'm like, okay. And then I do it. And then, we went to the Radiohead concert. That was pretty cool.
Go on. How was it? Radiohead's great.
So Radiohead came to Chicago at the United Center.
Yo.
And Toaster Woman liked Radiohead, and then she got me into Radiohead, and I was like, this is my kind of music. It's like weird, like, and I was like, this is right up my alley.
Yeah, Radiohead's great.
Yeah, so then we went there, and it was pretty great. It was a bunch of, like, I'd say 25 to 45-year-olds.
That sounds about the age range, yeah.
Yeah, you could tell many of them were, this was like their weekend getaway thing. Like, a lot of them looked like they're on dates and stuff. One woman in front of us, she was on her phone, and she had, like, her kids as her background. And then she was posting an Instagram of, like, her and her husband being like, Radiohead, and she, like, picked the filter.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then some motorcycle outside, just revving
I
his
hear that.
engine.
He's trying very hard.
He's trying very hard.
It's like a guy trying to start his lawnmower. He just can't do it.
Oh, he did it.
He did it. He can do it.
All right, I think he's gone. Nope, he's still revving. All right, now I think he's gone. Either way.
And he was gone. Goodbye,
oh my God.
Midnight Stranger.
There was these two women who were definitely 40, but looked like they were trying to be 20. And you could tell this was like...
I like those kinds of women. Yeah. If I was there, I'd been like, ladies, hello, I'm from the internet.
Like, you would like look at them and be like from the side or like behind and be like, hey, are those like, they look like they're 20, 21, and then they turn around. You're like, nope, 40. Like, one woman had pigtails. I was like, listen, when you get past like maybe
I disagree with you completely.
30.
I have never disagreed with you more. I have never disagreed with you more.
Pigtails anymore. Like, you can, but not, from a fashion sense.
Nope. I say, let your freak flag fly. The older I get, this is all I have anymore. Crendor, this is all I have anymore.
All right.
Let me have this.
I'll give you my wild card agreement of approval on this one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, she didn't look bad. It was just one of those things.
Yeah. No, look. Don't let Crendor inform your decision on what to wear and how to dress, especially around me. Don't do that.
All right, I'm sorry. I couldn't even have a beer though because I was on antibiotics. But
oh man,
I saved like $12.
You're right.
I mean,
You lucked out, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of drunk people though getting alcohol. There's a lot of weed. You couldn't actually see the people with the weed, but you could smell the weed. Very strong weed.
We couldn't see it, but
It was like
there.
being in Venice Beach. Like,
Sure.
very powerful. And then Tom York came out and he did his dances, which he dances like I do, which is kind of great. He'll just be like,
Here's I have a question for you.
all right.
I don't know that I've ever seen you dance.
Well, I'm one of those people where, people are like, white people dance like this. And they're like, doo, 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 doo. I dance worse than that.
In my mind, I imagine you dance like the Charlie Brown gang.
Yeah.
Where you do that like head bop and you just move your legs really quickly. That's how I imagine you dance.
Yeah. It's, hold on. Let me, here's a thing. I can send you this thing of him dancing. And
Of
this
Charlie
is,
Brown dancing? Or
Tom York Day. Hold on. This is me dancing. All right. Let me link
I'm
you
ready.
that.
I'm
This
ready
is
for
from
this.
the concert.
The concert
live.
you went to?
Yeah. And just watch him. That's how I
I'm
dance.
watching. Where you just vibrate, you shake a little bit?
Yeah, shake a little bit, but then I can still like jump around and be like, ugh.
Oh,
Ooh.
he's not really dancing. He's just sort of like flailing one arm out while
Yeah.
he moves his feet side to side.
Exactly. That's me.
That's your normal dance, but are you singing?
No, I can't sing and do that. That's too much.
So what is your other hand doing? Because his hand is holding up a microphone.
It's doing the same as the other hand.
So you're just spasming is what's
I'm
happening.
spasming out.
You know what? A good dance is a good spasm. I've always said
Yeah.
spasms
You gotta-
and dances overlap on that Venn
Yeah,
diagram.
you're just
I-
letting
yeah.
out the energy. You're letting out the demons.
That's right. You have to let out the demons.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is why it was forbidden in the Middle Ages.
Yeah, it is.
No dancing. The demons shall remain inside.
Father, the demons are trapped.
Slap. No dancing for you, boy.
We'll exercise you the normal way.
With leeches and blood medic.
And we'll burn you if they're not gone. Oh.
Yeah, don't let out the demons.
It's a pretty good show. They had a lot of crazy lights and stuff. Nice and chill. I liked it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else of importance happen?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything wacky that I saw or anything that I did. I spent a lot for 4th of July. I went on a nice date. Went out down to the beach, saw some fireworks. It was very lovely. But there was a lot of like crazy people. Is the right word? It's Venice.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of crazy dudes, and there was a next level crazy guy who was dressed up like Uncle Sam, except imagine Uncle Sam in his red, white, and blue outfit that hadn't been washed for, I'm gonna say years.
All right. I can imagine
sitting on a park bench, eating one of those icy, freezy like pop things,
Yeah.
and shouting at kids as they walk by, asking if anyone wanted to sit on his lap.
Hey, I can agree. I can see that. Well,
You
maybe
can
not
agree?
the lap
Like,
part.
I can agree with that. Yeah, I'd do that.
Lap part's pretty creepy, but just shouting
It
at
was-
kids.
He was like, hey, come sit over on Uncle Sam's lap. And people were just sort of covering their children away from him.
Yeah.
And then we walked by Muscle Beach, the infamous workout area.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a shop that was open. And the shop had various workout clothes, but all of the women's clothes were like really short shorts.
Right.
And the mannequins they were on were all like perfect butted. And I couldn't stop looking at them. And I literally had to have a conversation with my date that was like, she's like, what are you looking at? It's like, I'm gonna be real with you. I can't stop looking at those mannequins' butts.
They've sculpted those things to be perfect.
I know. And she was like, yeah, no, they look great. And I was like, yeah. And they all the pants they had on had slogans on the back of them that were like things that just things I don't know why a person would wear.
Right.
It was something like Tony's bitch or like Miss Sass ass. Like things that I don't know why anyone would put on their butt.
I thought that was popular like 10 years ago.
Right? Or like Mrs. and then there was an empty space where you could put the name of, and I don't know why anyone would do that. I really don't.
I remember they used to have say like juicy on it. I don't even know
Right?
if that was a brand or if that was an actual just thing they put
I think
on
that was
shorts.
supposed to be Victoria's Secret, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe. They put pink on it.
That's
Isn't it
right. They
pink?
put pink everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that it was very weird, and she kept asking me what I was looking at. I was just like, I'm gonna be real with you. Those butts, I can't stop. I just can't. I'm directed to them. I just can't stop looking away. We need to move on. And they're just like, I was like, I'm going to be. Relationships are based on honesty. I'm going to be honest with you. Those are nice mannequin butts. They're very good.
Yeah,
And it's scary because there was no upper half to that body. It was just a butt and legs. And I was just like, yeah, perfect.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, it was an interesting time. Venice Beach is a great place. You brought it up, and that's what reminded me. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
that's
Venice. Right. Oh, Venice. Yeah.
You brought up 4th of July. That reminded me
Uh-oh.
of 4th of July. So on 4th of July, went to my parents' house for a barbecue, and many old people there. But it's one of those things where, like, then I realize the amount of things a lot of old people have gone through, which is why they're like, you're still young, even when you're like, got my gallbladder out. Because the one guy, he's just sitting there, he kind of looked like Santa Claus, and he's eating his steak kebab thing. And I was like, yeah, my toes hurt, and got my gallbladder out. And he's like, that's nothing. Heart attack, diabetes. He's like listing off shit like it's like a medal from like the war. He's like, yeah, he like listed off 8 things. I'm like, wow, I got a ways to go to catch up to you. And he's like, yeah.
As he bites into his kebab. Yeah, sure do.
Yep. It's just like it's like an old war veteran, except actually I think he might have been in the army to come think.
That's what I was about to say. If I was one of those guys, I imagine he would have said something to you like, yeah, you haven't even lived through a world war yet. You'll get on that soon.
Oh, yeah. No, I think he said he was in Nam.
Yeah.
You haven't
even shot a man yet. You do that,
like,
then come back to me.
He's talking about teaching, and he is like, yeah, I got to teach these kids. Used to teach in the military. People, they want to learn there, otherwise you get discharged. Well, then he's like, then you come here. These kids running around, you can't even smack them. I was like, oh. He's like, they tell you, put him in the corner, time out. And I'm like, get him over that timeout. Quick smack to the back of the head. And I was like, yeah. Right.
Yeah, I guess that would do it.
That would do it. He's like, my daughter doesn't even want to talk to me anymore. And I was like, I wonder why.
Oh, my God.
He's like, but those kids she's got control her, You just give him a quick smack to the back of the head and take care of it. And I was like, well, all right, I'm going to go inside now. And then they had the 4th of July special thing on. You ever watch that? It's on Channel 11. And it's like
Is it a Chicago thing? Or
no,
is
it's like a nation thing.
Oh, is this the thing they show every year that's live from the Capitol?
Yeah, that thing. It's like the Capitol 4th. That's what it's called.
And they do the fireworks, and they have someone
they got, like the Beach
John
Boys.
Williams play. Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Buffett was there.
That's all Jimmy Buffett does anymore is show up at national holidays and be like, Margaritaville.
Yeah, and he's got a play now or something he's promoting. And then John Stamos hosts it. And
of course he did, because he's a vampire and was here when this nation was founded.
John
so it makes
Stamos
sense.
Reminds me of every like douchey LA agent. And
that's because he is the most LA looking person that ever lived.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like even just because all the old people be like, wow, John Stamos. And I just listen to him and he's like, wow, one thing I love is America and my son. And hopefully one day, son, you can grow up to be your dreams and fulfill your. And I was like, wow, this is so fake. And he like pretended to cry a bit, like, and I was like, wow, this is after you've like went to LA just once. It's like, yeah, this is, he's not.
Are you saying that
LA
LA jades you to everything?
Oh, yeah. No doubt. You can see, afterwards, he just went backstage and like had a martini or some shit. And
he took a drag of he took like a bong hit and was like, yeah I'm good.
It's like snorted a line of coke. Like, fucking doing this shit again.
That might be too real. I'll be honest, that might be too real.
He's like, yeah, my kid's gonna be a star. He's not gonna do any of this.
He's gonna live off the money I made on Full House.
And then I looked it up. He did have a coke problem, apparently. I learned that because So I was like, what did John Stamos do? He got a
I've learned
DUI.
that about a lot of people in LA.
I don't know.
I'll hear stuff about YouTubers like, yes, this YouTuber is crazy. He would have coke orgies at his house. I'm like, wait, what? Two things. One, how come this is like at a stratosphere of YouTube I'll never be a part of. But two, I'm offended that I'm not a part of this. At least invite me. I'm gonna say no, but at least give me the invitation.
Yeah, that's prime people watching.
Yeah, I won't go to your weird orgies, but I appreciate being invited.
Yeah, come on.
John
Stamos might even be there.
John Stamos, invite me to a coke orgy. I will go to that one. I will show up. I'll bring the woman I met on the plane. We'll go together. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic.
Yeah, that's my in.
What else happened during that thing? Then they just sang songs. Then John Stamos played with the Beach Boys. I'm convinced that's the only reason he hosted this. He's like, now I get to play with my favorite childhood band, the Beach Boys. I'm like, oh, this is why he did it. He's going to be the drummer for the Beach Boys for like an hour. And then Jimmy Buffett came out to play with him. He's like, hey.
Wasted awake out of Margaritaville.
I never left Margaritaville.
I ain't life from Margaritaville.
Jimmy Buffett. And then they just showed fireworks. Paradise. I forgot we even had that as a segment like years ago.
Yeah, and then Mickey Mouse comes off and jerks off in front of America, like, happy birthday, America! And that's it.
Mickey Mouse takes his mask off, and it's John Stamos.
Hey! Happy birthday, America.
Also, I told Dan to animate for his next animation that thing from the last episode with the motivational speaking. I was like, that's a great animated segment.
What? Wait,
where you were like, sell me like a book or like be a motivational speaker or whatever, and then I tried to sell you my motivational tactics. That one.
I remember that. You know what? I look forward to seeing it in animated form, so I actually remember what the hell we talked about. It's gonna be a good time.
Because I listened to it again, I'm like, this would be a good animation. Then I linked it to him, and he said, that's a Mamma Mia perfect length too. Woo, now we're talking. Those are straight from the horse's mouth. The man
gets it. I unfortunately do not. What I say on this podcast during the 45 minutes or so that we do this, I black out. I don't remember what I've said. I come out the other side like, all right, that happened.
Yeah. Once you hit the mid-30s, that's what kicks in. Then you start blacking out when you talk about
that. I have conversations with people that I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'll meet people and be like, yo, what up, dude? And be like, wait, do I know this person? Why did I say hi to them? What am I doing here? Where's my pills? Yeah.
Where's my pills?
I have to pee. Where's my pills? Are you my grandson? Yeah. I have problems.
Yeah. That's all I got.
All right. Well, one thing that I have besides problems is a company that I run. Wow. I do all sorts of stuff online when it comes to delivering rewards or contest winner items or through Patreon, all that stuff. I have to ship. I have lots of stuff to ship out across the world. And there's an easy way to do that. ShipStation.com. It's the fastest, easiest way to manage and ship your orders all from one place. It works with your Etsy's, your big commerces, your commerces, your Shopify, Squarespace, 75 other selling channels that exist out there with over 75 other popular selling channels out there. ShipStation brings all your orders into one simple interface, making them really easy to manage from any device, even your cell phone if you want to. You use ShipStation, and then you just get FedEx or UPS or the Postal Service to take it away. And you'll save time. You get the best rates available. It's the #1 choice of online sellers. It makes perfect sense to me.
Wow.
I know. It is a smart business decision, especially if you're just shipping like crazy, like we do up in this office.
No wonder it's the #1 choice of online sellers.
That's true. And you, right now, if you have a business or you ship a lot, can try ShipStation free for 30 days. And not only will you get those 30 days. You'll get an additional month free right now if you use promo code COX. Go to ShipStation.com, type in Cox at the microphone at the top. It'll be like, yo, have you heard us on the radio? And you just, boop, you hit that thing and type in Cox.
COX.
That's ShipStation.com. Enter Cox. ShipStation.com. They have my favorite catchphrase. Make ship happen.
Make ship happen. Make that
Holy
ship
ship.
sail. Sail on that ship straight over to ShipStation.com where you can type in COX Cox and start shipping today. Make ship happen.
All right, Crendor.
It appears we've self-combusted in the studio, and here we are up in the chopper copter.
I don't know where I'm at anymore. All right. Let's go to Chopper Copter 7 in the sky. I can't do it. Let's go to Chopper Copter 7 in the sky with Crendor. Crendor, how's that traffic today?
Third time's the charm. Other times are probably edited out. But, hey, that's what's going to happen when you're on these shows for so long. Anyway, up here at the Chopper Copter, it is crowded. It is crowded down there on the roads. Everybody's going everywhere. Vacations, summertime swag. The roads are backed up everywhere. I would know because I just had to go to a place close to downtown Chicago, and it took 4 times the length. It was like driving in L.A. It was terrible. It made me want to not go to L.A. and live there ever. But, hey, what are you going to do? Traffic's traffic, you know what I'm saying? And I love traffic. It gives me my job up here in the Chopper Copter. Otherwise, I'd just sit up here in the chopper and just fly around. Which would be kind of relaxing, but I don't think anyone would want to pay me for that. Unless somebody does, contact me. Back to you.
Thanks, Crendor. Now let's head over to the weather desk. Crendor, how's that weather?
Weather is gonna be good. Let's type in a thing. 751-425. Nothing. How about 414-522? Nothing. How about 945-542? Nothing. Are there no zip codes for any of these places?
945-542.
5212. How about?
I feel like you're adding an extra number.
I don't think I am. Wait,
Do 45419.
All right, 45419. Dayton, it worked.
Hey!
Hey, that's a Dayton, Ohio. Whoppy, give us Dayton. Whoppy activated. Dayton, Ohio. 45419 as of 9:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like 78 degrees Fahrenheit. High, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Low, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Mostly clear skies. Friday, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Friday night, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Saturday, 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot. Use sunscreen.
Hot.
Thanks, Whoppy.
Hot.
Use that sunscreen, folks. It's hot out there.
Hey, guys. Hot. Okay, let's talk sports.
Sports. So we've got some sports stuff happening all over the sports world. One of the big things, World Cup. Croatia beat England.
I know. I was at a barber shop when that happened.
Wow.
And there was a British dude getting his hair cut, and he stood up out of the chair, and I almost thought he was about to get his head shaved clean off. I thought he was about to have a streak of his hair gone because just as they scored when they tied it 1-1.
Yeah.
He was so mad. He was like, "Ah!" It was crazy. It's like, all right then.
I was actually rooting for Croatia because I'm like part Croatian. I think like a third Croatian.
Get wrecked, England.
So yeah, everybody. I said that. I was like, I guess I'll root for Croatia, even though I don't really care. And everyone from England on Twitter was like, "Oh, it's coming home, mate. It's coming home." It's not coming home.
Here's the problem.
All right.
The only way it's coming home is if it comes to America.
Yeah, we probably made it.
Yeah, I mean,
imported from China.
As far as I'm aware, Americans created soccer. That's what people keep telling us.
Yeah.
They say soccer was made up by Americans. So I feel like, it should come home to us.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Every time we talk about it, we're like, yeah, I guess soccer's happening. They're like, soccer, that's something Americans made up. So if that's true, we deserve it.
Yeah. I like that.
That's, yeah.
So please, put us in the World Cup next time, all right?
Yeah, just at least put us in there. Just give it to us.
And I guess they're going to be playing France. I forgot
what
who
a
France
weird...
beat.
I definitely don't ever associate France and Croatia with being the best at football, but
Yeah.
okay.
I don't either, so it's kind of weird. But hey, go I guess Croatia was also the second smallest country to make it to the finals.
Yo, that's cool. Go Croatia.
Yeah, go part of me.
Go part of me. Not the inflamed part or the parts that are falling
not
apart.
those parts. Yeah, not that. And then we got the NBA. LeBron James goes to the Lakers.
Yo, I, as someone from Ohio, know exactly how people in Ohio feel. I know exactly what the response is. I don't even need to know the articles or see the comments to know exactly what the response is. One, they're pissed. But two, they're like, thank you, LeBron, for giving us some victories and some good years, and it's really nice of you, and so we're very happy for you, and we hope that you enjoy your time in LA. I guarantee you that's exactly the response.
Yeah.
They're pissed
no
off,
doubt.
but they don't want to show it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, he got us a championship, a lot of wins, a lot of good years, but, he deserves it. And then deep down, they're like, this sucks. So
Oh, yeah,
dumb.
the Cavs are done. They're going to be a terrible
they're
team
done.
again.
Yeah, thank God. 'Cause now the Bulls can rise up.
The Bulls had their time. The 90s was the Bulls' time.
Yeah, but they got to get back to it.
No. The Raptors. It's their time.
Raptors are pretty good. I used to be a Raptors fan, actually, because the Bulls were really bad after Michael Jordan left. And then I was like, I might watch another team. So I watched the Raptors because I thought Raptors' logo was cool. And they had Vince Carter. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And
It's
then
the Raptors' time. They can do it.
I'd root for them.
Canada needs some wins.
They do. They kept getting stopped by LeBron. Now he's gone. Now they can lose to him in the finals instead.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. Or Golden State.
Although, Golden State, here's the problem. Golden State, I just am done caring about them.
Yeah.
When it was the Bulls were fun to watch because that team was like a super team. It was amazing. And they all, because Jordan was leading, Jordan didn't have the aura of an ego, right?
Mm-hmm.
He just seemed like he was having a great time, and everyone on the team was just excited to be there with him. Golden State, everyone on that team sort of has a vibe of we know we're good.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, the thing I look at is Golden State almost feels like the Harlem Globetrotters or something. They're just like, shooting threes from behind my back.
Right, and I think that's exactly right. When the Harlem Globetrotters would play the team that I can't remember the name of, the goofy team that was always the ones they beat. Every time they would just, it was because they were so good they could get away with cocky moves, and I feel like that's the exact same thing with Golden State.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
I don't like that.
the Bulls
It's fun
had
when
more
it's
of
a goofy team of goobers,
we're
we're
playing the Goofy Goobers today.
right? I don't know.
Yeah, the Bulls felt more like they were a hard-nosed, beat you up kind of team.
The Bulls were entertainment because the Bulls every night before they came out, it's boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Now presenting your 1996 Chicago Bulls. And it was
They
great.
still do that, but it's not the same. There's and
also-
here's Johnny Johnson scores 1 point a game.
It also could be at the time I was 12 and thought it was amazing. So
Well, yeah.
I guess times change. Maybe if I was 12 again, I would think Golden State was incredible. And
That is true.
Yeah, it's probably perspective, I guess.
But at the same time, being in Chicago, it was very fun. I was also only 8 when they won their last championship or one of the last ones. But everybody was woo, and they had Dennis Rodman who would punch people. But I guess he's
and
kinda
now Dennis Rodman, as far as I'm aware, works for North Korea.
now he's a
question mark?
diplomat.
Yeah, I don't. Hair's still the same, still blonde.
Yeah, and the thing was, I think even back then, what was more fun was all the players kind of stayed with their teams, and so they'd be like, they're taking on Reggie Miller and the Pacers, or Larry Bird and the Celtics, and then Charles Barkley and Phoenix, or Patrick Ewing and the Knicks. You had everybody'd be like, yep, I played 15 years here, and then
It wasn't until people were trying. They were like, we need. It was during the era of Shaq and stuff like that, where they all suddenly were like, we have to get everyone on a team to make a super team,
yeah,
and let's all go to LA. I think was basically the strategy there.
yeah, they had Shaq and Kobe,
Yeah.
And then after that, there's Boston, and they're like, hey, we'll just put Kevin Garnett and like some other guys together, and we win the championship. And then Miami was like, yo, get LeBron here and wait. And then everybody started doing it. And I mean, it works, but it's boring.
It's interesting because it changes the league from every team has one or two superstars and is competitive to they cycle around the superstars so that a city gets a win. And eventually it's going to be like, so this is the year when John Johnson, the number one player in the league, moves to New York. And then next year he's going to Philly. Like weird shit like that.
Yeah. And it's very impactful in basketball because there's so few players in it compared to like
one
other
or two
sports.
players can change the game immensely.
Yeah. Well, like in football, it's like, well, they got a good position guy there, but, you got like a billion other spots they're bad at. Or like hockey's kind of the same way, or even baseball, because there's a lot of guys on the field.
But no matter how good you are in a game like hockey or soccer, the goaltender is always very important as well.
Yeah, goaltender can carry.
And in basketball, there's no one there trying to – there are people trying to block the shot, but there's no one there whose job is literally to stand in front of – like there's no one in front of the hoop ready to catch the ball to stop you.
Yeah. I still enjoy watching basketball sometimes, but I watch all sports. That's me.
It's fun to watch. I think college stuff is more fun because they have that amateur tinge where they're not quite great. There are one or two people who are phenomenal, but the vast majority are never going to play professionally.
Yeah,
and it's just fun to watch them be ridiculous on the court, and you're like, all right, this is cute.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then coming up is the baseball all-star game, and all I really care about is the home run derby, because it's fun to watch the home run derby, and then I don't watch anything else. That's on Monday, so that's fun. And other sports are just kind of hanging around doing nothing. Football's starting soon. I'm pumped. We got like a month.
Other sports just hanging around doing nothing.
Yeah. And that's sports.
All right, and let's go to our big news story of the day.
All right. So, got some stories from Twitter. Woman who traveled 5,000 miles from LA to Wales for online date hit him with car after drunk row over McDonald's bill.
I want to hear that one. I haven't heard that one yet. What is that?
All right. A woman who traveled 5,000 miles from America to Wales to meet her online boyfriend for the first time ended up in court after she hit him with a car after an argument over who should pay for McDonald's. Daisy Josephia Beltran, 26, from LA, admitted driving without due care and attention and drink driving when she appeared from custody before magistrates in Caernarfon. It's just England.
The UK's so silly.
Appeared before the magistrates in Caernarfon.
Charged with drink, she was.
Drink drive. We put ketchup on Subway. She was ordered to pay a total of £615 in fines and costs and banned from driving in the UK for 14 months. Beltran was told to pay $250 immediately and given 7 days to find the remainder of the money.
Where is the real story, though?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. She had spent 3 weeks at his home in Stoke-on-Trent and visited Llandudno on Sunday, the day before she was due to fly back. Diane Williams prosecuting said at about 11 p.m., police received reports of a road traffic collision on the Moston Chapneys Retail Park. She had been involved in an argument outside the McDonald's restaurant over who was to pay for a takeaway meal. Her boyfriend had approached the car, and the defendant drove forward, then backward, colliding with his leg, causing an injury.
Why is she driving in the UK?
I don't know.
How is she allowed to drive in the UK?
I don't know.
What happens on this Trent Parkway? Is it anything goes?
I don't know. And then she was drunk, apparently. She had 51 micrograms of alcohol and 100 milliliters of breath. Legal limit's 35.
That is gibberish, what you just said.
Micrograms? Like, what is it? Very.
We should just start only reviewing reports from the UK, just because it is gibberish. I don't know what
jollies in a Whopper, and the Whopper was fucking doobly.
Oh, yep.
She's unaware he was unstable with various mental health issues. He had approached the vehicle and was pushing her as she sat in the driver's seat. She wanted to get away. She recognized by her plea that she drove badly but felt distressed. Williams' work and a career, but I don't care, urging the court by lenient towards but she is an incredibly naive young lady who doesn't need to be in custody, he said. She could be sentenced to 7 days in default of payment and be released and would not have to pay anything, but she wants to pay and leave the UK not owing anyone.
That is a bad 3 weeks right there.
That's a bad 3 weeks. That's a movie
That ended with her just being like, well, I've made a mistake. There's definitely someone in the U.S. for me. I know she had that moment of like, you know what? This was a bad choice.
Yeah, that is no bueno. And finally, we got Miami man stabs Chicago tourist with no arms.
I'm ready for this. This one, I just simply need to know how.
A homeless Florida man with no arms has been charged with stabbing a Chicago tourist. 46-year-old Jonathan Crenshaw held a pair of scissors with his feet.
Yo, that's awesome. I mean, not for the guy who got stabbed, but that's awesome.
Yeah. The Miami Herald reports that Crenshaw is a popular fixture in the area, known for painting on canvases along a trendy spot in South Beach. So apparently he paints
with his feet.
With
on South Beach. That's great. Okay, so why did he stab a dude?
According to the report, Crenshaw says he was lying down when Coronado approached him and kicked him in the head. Police say Crenshaw stabbed Coronado twice and fled the scene.
Can you imagine being the guy who thought he was cocky enough to kick a dude with no arms in the head?
Yeah, I know.
And then you just got your ass kicked by his feet. Like, this is one of those movies where you try to take on a dude and it turns out he's a ninja and you just get your ass beat. That's exactly what happened here.
That is. It's
amazing.
Like the trope where they're like in the alleyway and he's like, yeah, beat him up, boss. And then the guy like beats up the thugs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The light shines directly on his eyes. It's like, Choo! And then he unfurls his toes and he just beats these guys down with his feet. Oh, my God. Okay.
A friend who was traveling with Coronado said they asked Crenshaw for directions when he suddenly jumped up and stabbed Coronado in his arm. He was taken to the hospital. Crenshaw has been charged with aggravated battery. Wait,
So he got in trouble because I guess there's no evidence that he was kicked in the head by this guy?
I guess so.
I believe he was kicked. I
think he was kicked in the head.
Yeah, the man in this article definitely looks like a man I can trust.
Plus, the guy who would have kicked him in the head, his friend, was like, "Oh, we were just asking him for directions, and he just jumped up and stabbed him in the arm." Like,
yeah,
first off,
BS.
who asks
That's
people
BS.
for directions in 2018? Everybody's got a phone. Everybody's got Google Maps. You can figure out where you are. Like,
that's true. Plus, you're on South Beach. If you're there and you don't know where you're going, just enjoy, y'all.
yeah.
There's lots of stuff to look at.
It's probably some douchey guy like, dude, bro, look at this guy. I'm kicking him in the head.
They're probably drunk at the time.
Yeah, they're probably drunk.
Like, they went day drinking, and he saw this guy laying out, and he was just like, I'm going to kick him. Oh, don't kick him. I'm kicking him.
Yeah, that's
And then this guy went ninja on them.
Yeah. Good job. Good job.
You couldn't put me on the court for this. I couldn't be a juror on this case. I'd be like, this guy kicked their asses, and they just mad.
Yeah, exactly. They picked a fight with him, and he won the fight. Even if they did get attacked by him, come on, he's got no arms. You can't get away.
Yeah.
You can't dodge that.
Yeah, where's the honor in this?
Yeah, that's another way they're probably drunk. They're too drunk to even dodge or move.
I like our version of the story way better.
Yeah, our version's superior. Far superior.
Yep, we don't even need to investigate or have facts. We did it ourselves.
We don't need facts. We are the news crew.
We're the camera and the teleprompter. we're everything.
And that's Cox and Cren News for the day.
All right, well, that's it for us. Thank you so much for listening or watching or whatever you're doing right now. Crendor, hit him with the socials.
Socials. We got twitter.com/Crendor, twitter.com/JustCox. We got youtube.com/Cox and Crendor podcast. That's where you can see all the podcasts on YouTube. Or we got youtube.com/Cox and Crendor. That's where we got all the animations. If you got a shorter attention span, just want to see funny animated cartoons of us saying dumb things. Also, you can go to iTunes. You can go to SoundCloud. You can go to other audio platforms. You can comment, like, subscribe, to drop a comment, to do a stars. I don't know what they got anymore.
Do a stars? Do a stars.
Do a stars. Yeah.
All right. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, to be continued.